And a Filipino is leading a mission to beat cancer through artificial intelligence. We'll be speaking with InterVenn Biosciences CEO Aldo Carrascoso. Keep it right here on CNN Philippines. News you can use. News you can trust. A Filipino is seeking to revolutionize the fight against cancer through artificial intelligence and save 20 million lives a year. Joining us tonight from San Francisco to tell us more about his vision is Aldo Carrascoso. Aldo, thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word. You want to revolutionize the fight against cancer through artificial intelligence. How are you doing it?
First of all, thanks for having me, Rico. So we basically, the basic biology of InterVenn is we're interrogating this layer of omics called glycoproteomics. So essentially, it's these glycans or sugar structures that attach themselves to a bunch of different molecules. Like, for example, they attach themselves to proteins, they attach themselves to fats, and they attach themselves to RNA. And what happens, these post-translational modifications, essentially, they tend to modify and track with disease. For example, with more of these glycoproteomic signatures found on certain proteins, you can actually see them track with the progression of certain cancers. And these glycans, as you refer to it, essentially, they're very distinct. And sometimes the distinct glycans have very distinct identifications for different diseases.
So Aldo,
not just in cancer, but even in autoimmune diseases. So
Aldo, in which phase of research and development are you in right now?
We're actually already offering the test in the United States. So we are a regulated entity. But that doesn't mean we stop doing any of the research and development activities. In fact, we are in the process of almost completing a global clinical trial from the United States, Australia, in Malaysia, and even in the Philippines. Actually, we have 3 sites where we are enrolling in the country. And I believe we just completed that process in Southeast Asia a month ago. So we have 6 or 7 more, whether it's a clinical diagnostic, an early detection system, or a treatment monitoring test. We have several products already bucketed for the next 12 months.
So Aldo, what have the results shown in these global clinical trials that you've already started? And how soon will this be available for use in hospitals and by scientists and doctors? So
InterVenn, basically, we made history when we created the world's first glycoproteomic-powered laboratory diagnostic test. So that's a huge thing. Now, before this, the reason why we use artificial intelligence, Rico, is when let's just compare it to genes or genomics. There are over 20,000 genes, right? When you're looking at glycoproteomics, there are over 10 to the 15 quadrillion different type of glycoproteins. So no tool, whether it's advanced statistical tools, could handle that. And that's exactly what my 2 co-founders were working on. So we applied artificial intelligence, and what used to take 12 months now takes 12 minutes, and most of the time it actually takes 12 seconds to run these tests. So we're actually very, very proud of this, and we are targeting a few product launches over the next 12 months. We actually have our 2 main products right now. One which is available in the clinic in the United States. It's called the Glory test for ovarian cancer. So it's for women that present with an ambiguous pelvic mass. And we are able to determine whether or not it's cancerous or non-cancerous.
Everyone is awaiting this technology, Aldo, because your assumptions are that you will save 20 million lives a year with this breakthrough cancer diagnostic test.
When you're looking at all of their other indications, whether that's for colorectal cancer, immunotherapy treatment selection, breast cancer, which, by the way, my family has a very strong history. My mother succumbed to it in '93, and a few cousins of mine. when you add up all of the different indications that we can actually address over, of course, global prevalence, it is literally 20 million a year.
And you are being dubbed the Elon Musk of the Philippines. What does it feel like? And how do you apply Elon Musk's mindset in your field of work?
Honestly, I'm very uncomfortable, and I'm still trying to figure out who said that. I can give them a call. But, I think I follow purposeful thinking. So the reason why, I jumped from digital media to blockchain, and from, B2B matchmaking to literally biotech was the draw of the purpose of everything I've done, essentially. So, whenever, we recruit folks, like, for example, we have a few Nobel laureates in our advisory board, and people ask me how you recruit folks like that. It's purpose. So I do things, I do anything actually with a very, very strong purpose. The second one is first principle thinking. The problem with glycoproteomics, what's interesting about it is it's a science that we did not invent. I just want to be clear, Rico, no? Glycoproteomics has been hiding in plain sight for over 130 years. We did not invent the science. What we did invent, though, are the tools, the AI and machine learning tools to interrogate them in a scalable manner. So that's when you apply first principle thinking and thinking, why hasn't, a glycoproteomic test or much of the therapeutic reached the bedside? It's because it's clinically impossible to interrogate the glycoproteome in a scalable, quality assurance, clinically, and with regulatory oversight.
Revolutionizing the fight against the big C. Thank you so much for joining us, Aldo Carrascoso, the CEO of InterVenn Biosciences, joining us from San Francisco.